If anybody wants to communicate with the Austin City Council, what's the first step? How should they get started? Or how do they get in touch? How should they get the ball rolling on that?
Well, the first thing I always do is call the council members, and you don't have to talk directly to the elected official because their staff is there to help, and they even divide their staff on certain issues. So if you'll tell them just right off the bat what the topic is, they will get you to the right person. And they are really professional problem solvers. They're trained much better than they have been in the past, I think, and they will get you to the right person and kind of cut through the red tape for you.
I think to add to that, it starts even before that. The citizen has to fully dissect what they are interested in or griping about, if you will. Define that issue, and then do for themselves, if possible. There are different departments within the city. They may want to try to solve a problem with this department or that department. If that doesn't work, then you will go to the elected official. Remember, the elected official has thousands of constituents. So if you get to that point, try to go with a group and set up an appointment, make phone calls, and meet with that individual. But first, be sure you know what you want to meet about, and definitely dissect the issue to present it, and don't go off on 5 different tangents.
So let's get into that question of issues for just a moment. What kinds of issues are issues that you might call a city council member office about versus you might call a city department or city office or maybe even 311? How do you know which kind of issues go to which direction or which office? What's a good way to kind of figure that out?
Well, 311 helps me find the right department, so sometimes I start there. And when you present it, if you tell them what the issue is, then it can be perhaps resolved at the department level, like Gonzalo said. Only when you can't get through or get a satisfactory resolution do you really need to go to the council. If you help somebody with their campaign and you have developed a relationship with them, I think they're naturally more responsive if you call and they know who you are. But problem solving is what I think the departments and the council are about. But like Gonzalo said, if you aren't clear on what the solution is you're looking for, it's going to be harder and take more time if you haven't clearly got an idea of what it is you're trying to resolve.
Talk with your neighbors, talk with other citizens. Exactly where does the issue fall in terms of prioritizing? Does it have to do with a street light that went off at the end of the block, or does it have to do with flooding of this whole neighborhood? So prioritize the issue and make sure you define the issue specifically. Because individuals sometimes call, they don't know who to call or what to call. I know as a legislator for the state of Texas, I got calls. One lady, for example, called and said she worked at night and she slept during the day, and there were these dogs next door which barked and she couldn't sleep. And I said, well, ma'am, that's a municipal issue. And she says, well, I know, but I voted for you. So So I called the city manager and asked him to look at that. But you got to know where to go and or try to find out the basics first.